Kindly subscribe to our channel. This is story of how Rwanda supports M23. Between 3,000 and 4,000 Rwanda government forces are deployed in neighboring Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, operating alongside the M23 rebel group, which has been making major advances, UN experts have said in a report. The Rwandan forces' de facto control and direction over M23 operations also renders Rwanda liable for the actions of M23, the panel of experts said in the 293-page report to the UN Security Council on Wednesday. The experts called the estimate of Rwandan troops conservative and said their systematic support and presence supporting M23 in its territorial conquest is a sanctionable act, and their deployment is a violation of DRC sovereignty and territorial integrity. Eastern DRC has struggled with armed violence as more than 120 groups fight for power, land, and valuable mineral resources, while others try to defend their communities. Some armed groups have been accused of mass killings. DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi, along with US and UN experts, have accused Rwanda of giving military backing to M23. Rwanda denies the claim, but in February it effectively admitted that it has troops and missile systems in eastern DRC to safeguard its security, pointing to a buildup of Congolese forces near the border. The M23 rebels are largely Congolese ethnic Tutsis, who became prominent when their fighters seized Goma, eastern DRC's largest city on the border with Rwanda, in November 2012. 1994 genocide in Rwanda. At the root of the current crisis is the 1994 genocide in Rwanda. The carnage began when a plane carrying then Rwandan President Juvenal Habyarimana was shot down, killing the leader, who like most Rwandans was an ethnic Hutu. The country's minority Tutsis were blamed, and bands of Hutu extremists began killing them with support from Rwanda's army, police, and militias. Rwanda's current president, Paul Kagame, a Tutsi and former opposition military commander, is widely credited with stopping the genocide which killed more than 800,000 ethnic Tutsis and moderate Hutus who tried to protect them. Thousands of Hutus fled Rwanda to neighboring eastern DRC. The M23 rebels are largely Congolese ethnic Tutsis, who became prominent when their fighters seized Goma, eastern DRC's largest city on the border with Rwanda, in November 2012. The FDLR is comprised mainly of Hutus opposed to Tutsi influence, and reportedly includes some Hutus that participated in the Rwanda genocide. The panel of experts said the estimated 3,000 to 4,000 Rwandan troops in Congo were deployed in three regions of eastern North Kivu, Nyiragongo, Rutshuru, and Masisi, when their report was being drafted in April. It said the troops were from the military's 2nd and 3rd divisions, citing intelligence and security sources close to M23 and the Rwandan military and confidential documents. Impressive territorial expansion. The experts said Rwandan military interventions and operations in the three territories were critical to the impressive territorial expansion achieved between January and March 2024. The top UN official in DRC, Special Envoy Bintou Keita, told the Council on Monday that she was extremely concerned at the continuing rapid expansion of attacks by the M23 rebel group. She said violence has reached alarming levels and risks provoking a wider regional conflict. The panel of experts also said the rapidly escalating M23 crisis carried the risk of triggering a wider regional conflict. In December, a new political military movement called the Alliance Fleuve Congo, or AFC, was launched with the aim of uniting armed groups, political parties, and civil society against Congo's government. But the experts said the AFC failed to coalesce the majority of political and armed actors against the government. The panel said DRC government forces continue to use the Wazalendo group of irregular fighters in North Kivu and the FDLR as proxies in the fight against the M23 and Rwandan forces as well as Burundi government forces, which has exacerbated tensions between Rwanda and Burundi. Kindly subscribe to our channel.